In this video, you'll learn how to do a decrease stitch, a decrease single crochet stitch to be exact. You do this stitch when you want to make your crochet piece smaller. And the concept behind a decrease stitch is that you're going to take 2 stitches in the previous round and transform them into 1 stitch in the current round. So to begin with, you need to identify where to put your hook. So here you can see these 2 stitches are the next 2 stitches that I would be crocheting into. To do an invisible decrease, which is the type of decrease stitch you tend to do on amigurumi or crochet stuffed toys, you only need to put your hook through the front loops of these loops. So these loops are called the top loops of a stitch, these 2. Normally you put your hook under both of these, but for an invisible decrease stitch, you're going to put it only through the front loop. So you put it through the front loop of the first stitch, then you put it through the front loop of the second stitch, then you yarn over, pull it through the 2 front loops, yarn over again, and pull it through the remaining 2 loops on your hook. And now you can see you've successfully turned these 2 stitches into 1 stitch here. So it can get a little bit confusing, especially when you're first learning, to identify where do you put your hook in next. So it's a little bit easier when you do the invisible decrease method because you can see that you've just crocheted and picked up only the front loops of these previous stitches. So here's another angle. You know, if you were to pull on the stitch you just made, you can see it's these pieces of yarn that are moving, which means this is actually the next complete stitch in the round. So that's the stitch where you're going to insert your hook only through the front loop, and again into the front loop of the next stitch, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through the remaining 2 stitches. And you can see how it's already tightening up this crochet piece. In this video, you'll learn how